me to take more time and care of myself. So
Oh, thank you.
thank you for that.
Like I wanted to look professional, and I don't know, and I actually enjoy it as well. Now the problem is I need it to not become the distraction where you kind of finesse and spend ages. I need to time like limit it the same way as when you're looking for Adobe stock images. But because I can't pay a graphic designer, I'm enjoying it, and it is like the work I've put into this. Now I can start changing the language on my pages, and this lead magnet is actually kind of going to be the new foundation for a lot of my other stuff, because it's kind of torturous, describing what you're trying to do at the early stages, and then once it's done, it's done.
Yeah. And it's really worth spending the time doing it from the outset, which is why I think Kate Thorpe is going to have, I think she's going to find it flows much easier for her now, because she's spent so much time putting those foundations in place and really starting to understand what it is that she's trying to do and who she's speaking to.
Yeah. If the foundations aren't right, then nothing else feels right, and then it's just really
and
stuck.
you feel like you're just hitting up against something all the time if you're not clear on where you're going. Yeah.
I feel a lot more like it's aligned with the language that I want to use as well. I was finding it hard to describe it and not be too salesy, but then also be, a little bit salesy. So this just feels a bit more aligned with how I want to portray myself and what I offer. So it's good. But yeah, I was giving myself a bit of a hard time for not progressing more in the website production, but I just did not have it in me. I didn't have it in me. I don't know what was going on. Like I wasn't able to work until last week, So I've been doing a lot of visioning and vision boarding and planning and incubating and introspecting and all of that. And it's just been very kind of internal, which is what I'm good at. So now it was just a relief to actually produce something, and have it even printed out and have it between my hands. I was like touching it going, this is a real thing people can print off and fill out. It's not just in my head. But yeah, I'm feeling a good energy now, and I do feel like things are possible. Like I just made a page this morning. So, but definitely having this call as the carrot/stick, is really helpful. So I have to find accountability structures for myself, because the internal accountability still needs some maturing. Like I know my big why I'm doing this, but I just operate that way, and I'm quite procrastinating. So I'm going to have to keep linked into some accountability structures somehow.
Yeah, well, you'll be fine. I mean, I do offer a continuation program. So if you are wanting accountability, yeah, I do, because it just means that people can check in with me once a month if they want to, and so when people, so in the first month that people finish, if they want to sign up, then they can do, and I'm offering everyone that's finishing now, I'm offering them an opportunity to sign up for a whole year for £300, and you'll get accountability in the group, and you will and you'll get a monthly check-in with me on a call like this. So I can say some details about that if
definitely
that might interest you. Yeah. So, and normally it would be £47 a month for anyone that comes in further down the line.
Sure. Yeah. Because it's a good level of support.
So let's have a look at where you both are. Who wants to go first?
Okay, I'll do it, seeing as
you've been working harder than me. You've got more to show off than I do. You go for it, Kate.
Yeah, so need to... I'm going to be revamping the homepage completely, but that's fine, because for some reason I like to do things the wrong way around. I've discovered this about myself, and that's just all there is to it.
Well, so, as long as you reach the end outcome, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
but exactly. What I do like that you've got going on is bringing the boom into your business. I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
And I do like the font that you're using. I think you might need to be a little bit careful with it, because it does tend to show up small. But,
I've made it darker on the testimonials now.
Is it? Okay. So
yeah.
It's still a little bit faded looking though, is it? I'm just looking at...
I literally just went in a moment ago and they made it darker.
Yeah.
Testimonials.
Yeah, it's darker, so it shows up better. Yeah. Well, so the image hasn't showed up behind it yet. It's still quite small.
That's right.
So I would, let me just hover over it.
Because on my laptop it looks huge.
Oh, does it?
The image or the font?
So the font is only size 14. Now so 14 is the minimum that I would go to on a normal size font.
Are we talking about the font on the testimonials or the font on the actual page? Because I changed all the font on the page to 15 earlier.
Yeah, I can see you've done that. So that's Arial 15, and then this Summer Market one, let me just show you.
Yeah.
This one is font size 14.
Oh, see, on yours it does look, oh crikey, it does look quite small on yours, doesn't it?
I've got a really big screen.
Right.
So,
okay, that's useful.
But when I looked at it on my laptop the other day, it was still looking really small. In fact, I can...
It's smaller on mine than the actual main body text in the paragraphs below.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like a good bit smaller, actually.
Yeah, when I did it larger, it just took over the whole page of the picture and the overlay. And I was like, oh, if I could have made the overlay... I mean, I quite like the overlay like how it is, but if it was wider, then that would help make the font be able to be bigger, so it didn't just have this huge big chunk of text in it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So it's not loading the image behind just because we're on Zoom, so it's not loading that for me at the moment.
Yeah, I did swoosh it.
It's a beautiful image.
Because the rest of it's looking much better now that you've increased the font size. And I'm loving these colours that you've got. So let's hop in, because this is...
Yeah, that's... I just was like, I can't remember.
Yeah, so if you're going for this more muted tone, which I really like because it fits in really well with these.
It does,
then you want this to be the same one. So let me stop sharing my screen and let's hop over, if you share yours, and let's hop into your into your WordPress area.
Okay, so you can see that, I'm assuming.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm in the WordPress area.
Okay, so now if you go to Divi Customize,
Theme Customizer.
Sorry, that's what I mean. Yeah, Divi Theme Customizer.
Yeah.
Let's hope I'm going to get this right, because I remember struggling to find this before. So we'll just wait for those to load on. Now let's look in header navigation. It might be in here, it might be in the other one. So, and we'll look in secondary menu bar. There it is.
Okay, so I will change. Where's the hex code for it though?
Well, so you've got your customized colors down the bottom, although it looks as though you may not have your new color scheme in there. Well, that's better. That's cool.
That's all right, isn't it?
Yeah. And then, so if you hit publish, let me go back and have a look at it on here. But what you really want to do now, that's much better, so much better. Oh yeah, and that image is loaded now. Yes, it's perfect. Okay, great.
It's much better.
Looking much better. The other thing, and then remember you see that you've got your drop-down menu color in the background. There is still that bright one. So I would change that to just whilst you're in here, so that you don't scramble to find it later. And that's it. And then hit publish to save it. Now, whilst you are, if you click on the X in the top left-hand corner to come out of the customizer, and then go to your Divi theme options. So once you're out of this, just click on the X. Yeah. And then go to Divi and then theme options, which is your top one. If you scroll down a little bit, you'll see this is, here you go, your color palette. So this is where you want to
get rid of that
to your new ones. Yeah. So you don't need to do it now, but ultimately you want to be popping that over with your nice kind of olive sage color and your just whilst we're here, sorry Delphine, we're going off track a little bit, but can you just click on click onto your plugins, and we're just going to uninstall MemberPress. Kate is doing the membership. She's building a membership area with me. And
oh, yes, wonderful.
So if you just click on where it says member press basic, just click on deactivate. And then once it's deactivated, you can then delete it. So scroll back down to it now. And then just click on delete, and that gets rid of it. And then scroll back up and just hit update on your Divi Builder, just so that it's keeping it up to date. So you can see on the, well, you can do it that way. Okay, yeah.
So I do it on. Yeah, I know there's other ways of doing it. I was just
no, that's perfect. Okay, good stuff. So that's got rid of MemberPress for you.
Yeah, I can update that one as well.
You've got Yoast as well that needs updating.
Yeah, I would have gone through the list and done it all at once, but
so do you have other questions?
No, I think that's it. I'd forgotten how to do the theme options, customize and what have you. Go and fix up the brand, and yeah, I think that's okay. So I decided to put a landing page. I'm using MailerLite now, not ConvertKit, which is quite handy, seeing as you said that about MemberPress. So I set up the pop-up, and that seems to be working okay. And then I set up a landing page as a website page, because I saw this really, really interesting article about how sometimes, yeah, it's great to use landing pages, but if you've got like a key cornerstone thing that you want to use as your key freebie sort of thing to showcase, then it's useful to have, if you have that on your website with like a heading, like I put like 6-day challenge, people will click and go, oh, what's that?
Yeah.
And so there was another way of inviting people to check things out, and that would then, so yeah, so I thought, all right, well, I'll try that out and see if that
that's it.
I'll do a landing pages for other things, but for that particular, I've put a lot of love and care into that. So
yeah, so there's upsides to that and there's downsides to it. So the upside is that people are likely to find out a little bit more about you because they can navigate around the site and that kind of thing. The downside is that a landing page has one mission, and that is to make sure that people sign up, or that they register, or that they opt in, or whatever it might be. Yeah. And when you give them the opportunity to explore the site, they're less likely to convert because they get distracted. So a landing page is a squeeze page because you're squeezing them to one specific action. And so when they have additional links to explore, then they may not ever convert.
So if I make it visible from the other pages, so if people find the other pages, they can then see it and go for it. Yeah. But in the page itself, make it a blank page, and then nobody can go around. That would help with that then, wouldn't it?
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to suggest. So
I actually anticipated what you were going to say.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant. And so the other recommendation I've got for you on that page is, you might hate me for this.
I won't hate anyone.
I would recommend that you change the colour of the buttons so they stand out more, because at the moment that grey isn't a colour that's likely to get a huge conversion.
Okay.
So I would put it in something that stands out a bit more.
Yep.
Your green in here is a different green to the sage you used on the about page. So I would make sure that you keep those colours consistent. And once you've got the colour palette going, that's going to become easier for you.
I'll look through that and sort all the colours out. Yeah, so it's consistent throughout. Yeah.
And also, I would make the body content, the body text, consistent with the other fonts on your pages. So you're using Arial on the About page, I'm assuming that you are on the other page too. You want to make sure that you don't have too many fonts going on. And body content that is meant to actually be read should be a kind of standard, more of a standard font.
That's fine. I did wonder because it was just a trial and error. So that makes perfect sense.
but well done. It's looking really, really great. And yet these testimonials, I love what you've done with the testimonials. So that one at the bottom of that page, I would just.
I did your module twice. I went through it twice. I had it up on one computer and I was working away on another one.
Well, that's such a good way to work. But I love that image mainly because it looks kind of African. I don't think it is, but there's something that's reminiscent of Africa about that tree image.
I found this amazing website. It's called Unsplash, and they have absolutely millions on there, and you don't have to pay for them. And so landscapes are, a beautiful place to find landscapes.
Yeah, it is a great site. And you also want to change your copyright notice because it's 2017. So you can either have it saying 2017 to 2018, or you can just change that to 2018. It's not critical. It's just.
No, I can do it in the footer, can't I? On the bit you've just showed me.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't have that actually. I need to put that on.
Yeah.
It's in one of the final modules.
Okay.
How to go about it, but if So in fact, I can. Oh no, I was going to say. So where we went with Kate. To change it's in the theme customizer, but you'll see it in the module. If you go through the module, it shows you where to find it.
Cool.
And it's called, I think it's called bottom bar when you're looking for it in the settings.
Okay.
Hey, I mean, just really great progress on your site. I just think it's come such a long way from even just before Christmas. Oh, by the way,
I think because all of a sudden things started to just gel with using it. You know what I mean? It just it did. It just was like I'm finding little tricks on how to remove the spaces and things like that, and little things like that. Like when you said, like those the color bars I've got with the words on, making sure they were all the right pixels, and I could do that in Visual Builder, and it was like. So it was little things like that just gelled and
So I think the main thing for you to focus on is consistency, to make sure that your font sizes are the same, your font types are the same, and that your colors are the same throughout. Because that's what's going to build your brand and make it really strong. I did just click from core values from your landing page to your contact page, and it brings me to a 404 message. Brings me to your lovely 404 page.
Oh, sure. So I had great
with the crikeys on it.
Yeah.
I haven't got
moved. I put a load of suitcases on because it's moved.
So you just want to make sure that you go into your appearance menus and just make sure that's
out.
Yeah. Cool.
That was fun to make. That was. I was like, what can I do here to make it a bit quirky?
It's brilliant. I mean, the thing is,
just sort of inspired me really in the module.
The cat, you kind of have carte blanche on that page, because if people arrive there, then they're not meant to be there anyway. So, okay, cool. Well, I just think it's looking amazing, and I have to say, I honestly don't know how you fit everything in. I don't know where you get your hours every day from. Because
absolutely. Clearly, if you want something done, ask a busy person, because my productivity levels are outrageously low compared to.
Perfected the art of time travel.
Yeah, I think you have. So we'll be coming back to you soon to get your tips and tricks on time travel.
Go to the blog and you will read all the time tips and. All 3,500 words of them.
I tell you what, Kate, that's not a bad blog title. The secret behind my time traveling.
Okay, noted.
Totally, that'd be great.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Delphine, let's have a look. See what you've been up to.
I've lost the screen. Where are you guys? Is one of you sharing your screen? I can see the three of us.
No.
I've lost the bigger. Like I've got the
the mouse to the middle of the screen. It appears when I move mine to the edge of the screen, it goes away. But if you move your mouse to the middle of the screen,
no, I'm moving around, but I can't find the actual. what are you guys looking at right now?
You.
Okay, you're not looking at Kate's website, no?
No.
You're not sharing. Oh, okay, you're not screen sharing. Yeah, so I just banged out a page there today. And it felt good to get back into WordPress properly and remember where stuff is. But I guess maybe at this stage might ask you for some design advice, because I think it's looking a little bit blocky. So I shared the link in the WordPress Bootcamp page, and it's my one-to-one coaching program page.
Oh, have you? Oh, I'm sorry.
I just popped it in literally like half an hour ago.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Or you can just go to embodymytruth.com well, yeah, no, it's hard to.
I'm not seeing.
Do you want me, will I pop it into them? How can I do it here?
No, so just tell me what it is. It's embodymytruth.com/
I just popped it into chat there because it's, well, unless that's giving you what I'm looking at. /services.
Got it.
And then.
Yeah, cool.
Just click on the one to, oh no, sorry, that still links to the lead page, unfortunately. So the page I'm looking at is /services and then /1-1 coaching.
Yeah.
I popped it into the chat box.
Yeah, that's sent over. Yeah, that's what I got.
Cool. I can maybe share my screen.
Yeah, go for it.
So yeah, it's looking a bit blocky.
Sorry, what you were talking about with design advice, I don't know if you remember that I shared a graphic designer who does this kind of thing. If you're wanting design input, she's brilliant. She does live design sessions with you.
Oh, I remember you saying you had used her. Is that the one you use?
Yeah.
And what's her name again?
Really good. She's called Kess, and I can send you over her details. So she does, I think it's £168 for a live design session, and she does all of the kind of design elements that you're going to need. So I think she would pull out some really fabulous stuff from your logo, and you can pay.
Oh, she supplies?
Yeah, she supplies them also. She gives you a Dropbox with everything that you need, all the design elements.
Oh.
And so you can split it into 3 payments of 68 and 50 and 50. So you split it over 3 months. So you don't really notice the payments that much.
Yeah, that's quite the value for like things that you keep reusing and reusing.
Yeah.
Because I actually I don't know if you remember where I left it, but the blurbs, I wanted to design 3 little blurbs based on my logo. That's all on pause, obviously, still. And
so she would do that for you. So
she could extract bits from what I've already started putting together.
Yeah.
Brilliant. It's really, really helpful lead. Thanks.
So I can send you her details. I'm just having a look to see. I'll pull up her details and send them over to you later. I'll pop them into the group. So
cool.
So that anyone who's interested can have a look. But
so here I was kind of playing around with the widths of the pages, and it is quite blocky. So for example, the green box in the middle here, I'd like to make that stretch across and be more of a text overlay thing like you both have on your websites.
Mm-hmm.
So something more of a band across with the, like a bit the same as I had done here maybe.
Yeah.
But I don't want it to look too samey either. I'm using that image because it's handy, because it's quite clean in the background. There's bits around the edges and then the middle is just empty.
Yeah.
But I might need to find a different image, because in terms of the user journey, I don't want to confuse people by having the same images on everything. So
you want them to know they've changed pages.
Yeah.
Because that image just works so well with your branding. But what she will do for you is, if you find images that you really like the composition of, she will change them to your brand colors.
Oh,
yeah.
So and could she can possibly change the composition of images as well, like stretching out blank bits, or?
Yeah, so she could stretch out blank bits. So, for example, I had an image that I actually haven't used. Let me just see. So I can show you my Dropbox folder from her.
That's actually exactly what I was looking for, because I'm just using that same little headshot of me, which is a picture somebody in my family took, but just changing my dress to teal, my clothes to teal. That's probably like a 5-second Photoshop job if you actually know how to use Photoshop.
Exactly. So yeah, I've added a lot to this, but see if I can find the image that she did for me. So I'll just show you. I'm gonna kick you out just so I can.
Yeah, go for it.
Of
so like even blog posts and lead magnets and everything, you could just keep using images.
Yeah, it just gives you assets that you can then use. Mm-hmm. Oh, am I sharing my screen?
Yeah.
Are you seeing a folder?
A folder full of images with ticks?
Yeah. Yeah. So this image here, it's really, there is a way that I can make this bigger and I can't remember how. We started off as this image. Let me open it up. So, but then you won't be able to see it. You're not seeing that, are you? Let me change my screen share.
I think it's just the live page we can see.
So, I see I'm gone. Come on, zoom. Oh, there. New share. Okay, so this was the original image, and this diary was orange. So she changed this to my turquoise.
Huh.
And
that is brilliant.
And then the other thing she did was she changed the composition of it. So this is so she's extended the floor because I wanted a left aligned image. And so she's extended the floor over to the right. So that's the kind of thing that's really useful for like what you were looking at on your page.
Brilliant. God, it's mad what people can do now. Anything we want, we can have it. I want it exactly like that, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And she's just magic at pulling together, and she works mainly with therapists. So
amazing.
She kind of gets the whole, you know, she's very easy to tune into what it is that you're wanting because she understands the audience and the market really well.
But clearly she can do it like very much tailored because the vibe of your website is not, you know, immediately I get stressed out about the sort of purple yoga look, like as in the very holistic-y candlelight, which is not the vibe I want to go off exactly. I want to distinguish myself from that a little bit because it can easily look very lifestyle bloggy, you know?
Yeah.
So she's obviously done something very tailored to the look and feel of your brand, which is great.
Ironically, I've completely gone off track. I have absolutely changed
with your animals.
Yeah, with my animals.
I just had a look today on one of your pages. I'm seeing some beautiful peacock feathers. Is that what that is on the edges?
Yeah. So they're ostrich feathers.
Gorgeous. Ostrich feathers.
Thank you. So I don't know. I just suddenly thought, do you know what? I love the imagery that I've got, but in fact, I'm so much more about animals, and that it's just much more me. So
they're quite dynamic as well.
Well, I just thought they're quite moody, and so yeah, I'll share. Moody. I did kind of atmospheric. I love it. Was this elephant?
Oh my god, they're gorgeous. Yeah.
I saw the picture of the elephant. I was like, do you know what? That says something to me.
I love that. Wildly successful. That just makes sense.
Yeah, that ties it in. That ties it all together. But there's a real energy because it's kind of like powerful.
Yeah.
As opposed to the peaceful peonies, which is kind of serenity of WordPress happy, but this is kind of like you can power through and get shit done, you know?
Yeah,
exactly. Stupid African elephant running at you, crikey. You get on with it quick.
Yeah.
The irony
I need to channel that kind of fire energy.
So the irony is that I have actually been on the receiving end of exactly this kind of charge. I've had a matriarchal elephant blow me off my bicycle before, and it felt exactly like seeing her steam towards me was exactly like this elephant moving towards me. So this actually speaks something to me.
Wow.
And in that moment, there was this moment of thrill as she charged towards me, and then this moment of, oh shit, I'm about to die.
I could die.
So I think that's why this really said something to me. So that's why I've kind of gone safari-ish and with ostrich feathers and stuff like that.
Beautiful picture.
Yeah, fabulous.
Absolutely stunning.
So I kept the kind of pink background. But so I went completely off base with what I had done with Kes the designer. But that's nothing, that doesn't take away from the fact that it was a really fabulous experience with her. So I might go back to her and redo it again with her, so that she has a kind of, because I didn't even have my logo properly when I was working with her. So she was kind of starting off on a back foot. But anyway, she's fabulous. If you're wanting to get elements and you're just wanting to get a little bit
Definitely.
of design input. So, okay.
I mean, that's so worth it, because it takes just waste your time. I'm finicking around with photos. It's not my zone of genius, as they say. So I'm just wasting crazy amounts of time trying to make a picture look good because I'm perfectionistic. So then, yeah, just to have those assets, as you say, will be a real asset for.
Yeah, and I also just think that you've got a really good foundation for her to work with you. So you would get something really fabulous that was really along the right lines that you were just able to implement straight away and just kind of get it done.
I can kind of say yay or nay and give direction.
Yeah. So, okay, so let's have a look at your site. Is there anything that you actually need feedback on? Because things like that, where you're saying you want that block to stretch across on your one-to-one coaching, I think you know how to do that, or are you wanting a hand? Are you wanting us to show you?
I don't really remember. Like, it's just more about getting back into it, to be honest, and working my way back through the modules to make sure I haven't missed anything. But yeah, I mean, maybe just your opinions aesthetically on what maybe needs to happen to that page to break it up. I played around. So this is the one-to-one coaching page.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Even actually, I ran into a little kind of, how do you do that again? This already today. See the green block under the page title?
Yeah.
I went back into how I did it on another page, on the About Me page, and it's kind of skinnier, it's thinner across that one. And I can't see in the back end how I did the padding or whatever I did to make that more narrow. So there's these little things like that are in my, 15 pages of notes from our calls that I probably just need to write. I think I need to actually write like a top 10 list of things that I forget, things that are the most common things I need to do. Like the classic things that we need when we're building a page, which is the height of rows, or just how to. Well, the more you're using it, obviously more.
So the easiest way to do that is to replicate your sections. So
so that was from the library. So I popped it in from the library, but I obviously hadn't got it right when I added it to the library. Then maybe I need to delete.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I can just delete that, go back into the page I have it right in, and then just copy that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I edit so much that then the versions I'm saving are older.
Change. Yeah. Are you happy doing that, or do you want me to show you how to do that?
No, I think I'm happy to do that.
Okay.
But it's just strange that I couldn't see in the About Me page.
What settings?
Like what the settings were that made it narrower.
So what was the page where it was narrower, where you liked the?
It's /about, just what inspires my work.
Okay.
I'll paste it into
okay, I see that.
So then the back end, that should be visible.
Let me. I'm going to share my screen so you can see what I'm looking at, because I've logged in. And are you seeing the About page loading?
Now, yeah.
Okay.
So I've called it, I'm in mine as well, I've called it standard with page header.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's cool. So I would think that it's a setting in the row, maybe.
Okay. I was looking at the design buffers in the kind of text box. So it's at the blue level?
Maybe not. I'm checking there first, because actually no, everything in here is standard. Okay, so let me just.
Yeah, I just have custom padding of 20 points. So I have changed that.
So it could be, so you've got background, that's cover, center, okay, and then.
Unless I just change the strip, and cut the image. Yeah,
you may be using a different image.
So there's, I guess, I'm always kind of looking for the one right way to do things in life in general, but that's another story. So like there are different ways of doing it. Then you can play around with buffer, like with the padding and the margins, or you can just crop the image itself, like I did with the gold.
Yeah, I mean, you might have that might end up with different effects. But what I would be tempted to do is I would go into your section module settings, and I would go to save and add to library, and I would just you've got
okay, the one that I actually have there.
Yeah, so I'm just going to call it narrow. What's narrow heading?
Yeah, page heading, green page heading, maybe, so I can find it again.
Page heading, and I'm going to do final, just so you know that's the kind of final one.
Okay.
Save and add to the library, and then I never know whether you have to update or not once you've added something to the library.
I think you do, because something wouldn't appear for me today.
Oh, really? And then I'm going to go to all pages and one-to-one coaching. Gosh, my computer, the fan has just come on, so if you can hear a weird noise in the background, that's all it is. And then I'm going to add from library, narrow green page heading final, and that's this one.
Right.
And then in here, you can just change this, instead of what inspires my work.
One-to-one coaching, yeah. Cool.
Coaching. Do you want me to delete that, or do you want me to see what it looks like first?
You can delete the other one, yeah.
Let's hope it looks okay.
Sure it does.
And then we can just see. Oh, I didn't put the hyphens in. So it's just reloading.
No worries, I can go back into them after.
It also, the font looks slightly different. So I think that maybe the font was a little bit different too. I didn't take good notice of that.
That one actually kind of looks nicer though, thinner. Let me just see.
It looks more
delicate.
So I mean, it'll be the same font as the one that you've got on the About page. It's this font.
But maybe I bolded it or something?
Yeah, maybe you did. Yeah.
So consistency across page headings.
It looks nice. It looks
great. It looks great.
Is it a bit big? No?
No, it's perfect. And so this is what I would suggest for you, Kate, as well. To maintain consistency is to use those kind of elements. Elements like that you're going to have between pages. Make sure that you're using a repeatable element. So then you can literally just do what we've just done, is insert it from the library and just replace the text or whatever it is.
I have actually started saving things into the library for that reason now when I was doing because I did similar things in there, so it was easier to start saving whole rows or modules or whatever.
Yeah, but
every time
you've got to be mindful of the version as well, because obviously, so like Delphine maybe went in and tweaked it a little bit and then couldn't understand why it wasn't showing up exactly as she thought it was going to, but it may have been because the version had changed. So, but anyway, you've got that one in there now, and if you know that that's the one that you like, you can use that across all of them.
Yeah, and then every time you build a new page, it's the same one.
Yeah,
you can just use the same module.
Change the text, isn't it?
Yeah. So you literally.
Cool. So it's really kind of updating library elements is probably the best way to go, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cloning, isn't it?
It's what's right.
Cloning things as you're working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Replicating stuff. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
You know, when you pointed out that I had the top part of the page was the smaller font, and it didn't show that in the thing. I thought, I don't get this, so I just deleted it, cloned one of the others, moved it up, copied the text, bang.
Yeah.
Like, stop trying to solve a problem. Just
exactly. Just copy it across.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. So it's just repeating elements. It just is such a time saver. So then this one where you're saying you're not sure how to include that all the way across the back.
I probably need to interrupt. Like, that's the bit that is a little bit kind of time consuming, is see the way I have 5 different text blocks there. what I did in the About Me page is I had to break it up with a row in the middle, and I had to copy and paste the bottom 2 text blocks into a lower module or a lower row, if you get me. I had to kind of like interrupt the flow of that by unless I can see the way it's sitting right now, I would have to create I have to break up that current
So what
row.
you need to do, so a different way as possible, let me just say this program is for you. So are you ready to nurture and express your true self?
Do you agree that it needs to?
This program is for you. Okay, so what I would do is I would add a standard section. In fact, what I would do is I would replicate this section.
Oh, of course. Then I don't need to go creating it all again.
I would take this out, and then I would take these out, and then I would do another standard section and I would pull this up into here.
Yeah.
Now this is where you've got your background. Let me just see. Oh, hang on.
I can play around with it.
So this is where it is. So I'm just going to take that out, and I'm going to show you where I'm going to put it in. Oh, I didn't save that. Hang on.
And I'm not even sure if that's the background that I should have, because I'm thinking it would be nice to have some kind of image, because you guys have such beautiful photography and it's very atmospheric. Mine is very texty and blocky. So I was thinking of having some, photography that I could get Kes to help me with, and then have the overlay. So the same style I had in the other page, have a kind of a teal or charcoal overlay.
Yeah.
And maybe some kind of curlier writing saying with that bit saying I'm continually inspired. I love actually, Kate, what you've done with the kind of skinny bands across in the very pastel-y colours.
It works really well.
Breaks it up really nicely, and it's not too much text to read. So I might even actually break that up into 2 positive statements and have them slightly in 2 different places.
Yeah, you could. But when you have your image, I mean, I'll do it with the green background at the moment. You're going to put it, when you've got your image, you're going to put it in the blue section.
The blue section, yeah, so it goes straight across.
Goes full with the cross, and then you come into here. So let's just see, I think it was that one. Oh, it's really big. So you want to reduce in size to, 2,000 pixels at the most. I'll use it for the moment, but you need to remember to reduce that in size, because otherwise it's going to slow your page load down.
I absolutely need to save that, actually. The tool you gave us for that was in the bootcamp page, isn't it? The, what do you call it?
Oh, with the Canva photo editor.
Canva.
It was in Canva?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
in the photo editor. So not in Canva itself, but Canva has a photo editor that you can use for it.
Okay.
So there is a link in there.
Because I tried another one online, it just wasn't working for me. I kept trying to resave the file and it just was bugging. So, okay, cool.
So the outcome of this is that. So it's full with the cross, but that could be an image if you want.
Yeah, with the text overlay, and then the text overlay I would put into the middle bit, into the green. Yeah.
No, I would put it into, into the green. So I would put it in here. So your background color, you could just do, if you were doing it white, you could do it white with, you put it down to about 60%, and you can just see how it looks. Keep in mind that your text is white, so you might want to...
No, I'll probably do charcoal like in the other one to keep it kind of consistent.
Yeah, so...
Or teal.
I'll show you how this looks. What you will need to do is add some padding around it. Oh no, you won't. It looks fine. Okay, so that's how it looks with the overlay. So you could play with that.
Yeah, that looks a bit better, doesn't it?
And the color of the text. So
yeah, so it's a bit kind of barren looking now, but I can imagine what it would look like with a more engaging image.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
And so I just changed the text color from light to dark. And then, yeah, and you're right, it changes the whole kind of aspect of the page.
Yeah.
Why did that not? Oh, it hasn't.
The kind of atmosphere. And then what I did lower down, I was trying to have like a bit of, I I don't know if it's just a personal taste thing, but I don't love it when text stretches across very wide. So for the actual program description to give a sense of it moving into something new, I tried to make it narrower, but so I did it about 85% width. You can't really see that though on what I'm looking at on your computer here. I thought instead of having it all strips right across to the edges, I narrowed the width of the of those modules, but I could do it even more so it looks almost like a little form. Or I was thinking of having it in a box, because like in the original lead page, the way I had it was more like a little checklist of everything you'd be getting in a box, you know. So I don't know if that kind of thing is good to...
Oh, what you'll receive, this.
Yeah, like here's what you'll receive, so it's kind of really clean and clear, and it's not just kind of me waffling on and on and on in slightly different, you know, so that they get a sense of, okay, she's moving into more information. So I put it in the image box for now, which might need a text overlay actually, like an overlay.
I like it, and what you could do with that, so a little cheat for that. So okay, let me just have a look at what
could I do a little overlay within that box?
Well, what I do,
I need to change that image though, or
I'm just wanting to make sure that I'm working on the right. Is it this one? No, it's all of this, is it? Hang on. Here's what you'll receive when you...
It's... Scroll down and I'll see the name of that page. Summary of program content.
So, what is this? That's... okay.
It's just the preamble text.
Okay, yeah, so...
And I just threw a line across it as a...
So
just as a kind of a...
I don't want to mess with this too much, so I'm just going to duplicate it, because if you don't like what I do, I want you to be able to swing back to it really easily.
Sure.
What I would be doing... Where's your call to action? Let me just have a look. Okay, so I would be pulling your call to action into a separate area like that.
Oh,
and then I would... I
thought it was separate. No?
No, it was in the same thing. But then, so this summary of program content, what I would be doing, I just realized I'm going to lose the image, because I think the image is behind this one.
Are you going to frame it or something? I was wondering how I could frame it with a box.
So what I was going to do was do this, so that that content doesn't come over here as much.
And it's maybe it could be across from the button then, from the discovery call button. Instead of it being a big long button, it could also be more of a square call to action button. I mean, there's different
and
options.
have that there, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do. Yeah, you could.
Because it's a bit lost in the frame of the page there at the bottom. It looks like a footer as opposed to a kind of it doesn't really look like a call to action button.
Why is that not moving up there? Come on.
You can insert it. I've saved it to the library if you want to insert it.
Weird. Okay, add from library.
And
was
that
the
one? The bottom, the one below it is probably better. Well, I don't know. It's the one below it is green.
Hang on, add from library.
I think, and I need to change that. I need to tidy up my library to make my life easier.
So I just want to have a look, because the background image, I think, I'm not sure where your background image was. It's not in there. I'm just trying to figure out. I can't remember which way around I pulled everything. So you had that lovely image. But anyway, I'm going to put it in here, and then we'll see where it was. Oops. You see this? It's too big. This is 5,000 pixels.
Yeah.
That one. So I mean, it's okay. It's just going to really your site is going to start grinding to a halt. If you've got too many big images.
Have a quick look.
So
it slows it down.
Yeah, it will really slow it down. So then that one, oh, let's have a look. I may have completely messed this up, but I just kind of wanted to demonstrate how you can easily, kind of put columns in and how it can have an impact on how things are looking. So we've kept this, and so this is the duplicated area. Oh, okay, so I've managed to put in, let me take that out. Right.
Yeah, that looks a bit better, doesn't it?
Yeah,
you
but
might need to. Oh, right.
I need to take that bit out. I've just put that in, and actually.
So that would be good, replaced with just a plain color, like a teal or grey color.
Well, actually, I mean, it looked good how it was, but it's just that I had kind of duplicated it. Let's just see.
I quite like the image in the wider background, actually, and then some of the candles are a bit hidden. But yeah, like I like the way, because see, the white writing is a bit interrupted. I'm not a big fan of it being not so legible. So that's actually resolved that problem.
Yeah, but it will. Oh, I see. I've taken it out of the wrong section. But anyway, you get the idea that you can play around with it. But that.
Yes. Watching you click around faster than me has reminded me of the shortcut, so that's great. Because I thought I was going to have to kind of drag and drop things in a different way, but if you just replicate the whole section and then delete the ones you don't want, it's kind of like when you're doing a version for phone and a version for desktop.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So, oh, there's that image there. Okay, so if we take that one out and then put it into the row, which is where it was, which is where I had it. And then save. Okay. So and then that's this goes behind, and then this doesn't kind of go over as much into the image, and you can change it even more so that you can pull this across. So if you're wanting to, obviously it's going to keep in mind that you need to check it on different devices to see how it's going to look. At the moment, I've got it as 3/4 and 1/4, but you could do it 2/3 and 1/3, and that would give you.
So then it would stretch across less, would it?
Then the text would stretch across less, and you can do the call to action. It is centered text title alignment. Okay. Yeah, we'll take up less space over there. So yeah, it's just a question of fiddling around until you get it kind of how you were wanting it to be.
Yeah, and often there's an easier button. Yeah, that looks better. Well, I think so. Yeah, it's less over the image. Unless I was thinking of adding a bit of an overlay, like a shadow box behind the text.
Yeah, you could.
To make it more legible.
Yeah, or you could have this going full width. In which case, the image is in the row at the moment, but you could put it in. You could put it into. So you could take it out of the row,
the standard section,
and then just pop it into the actual section. So
that's what I wasn't sure about. I was trying to make it stand out differently, like the program elements, but I also need consistency across the page. So
yeah,
might actually look better that way.
And then you can put the opacity behind the text if you're wanting to. Let's just see how that looks.
So for that, I need to fill it in with a darker teal. Oh, that looks better, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Design-wise?
Yeah, I think so.
But I would like to box it up so it's clear that it's not just more words, that it's, okay, here's what you're getting.
Yeah, so you could
I'd like to, with the overlay.
Or you could just do something to make it clear that this is a kind of stand out. It's a bit that, you can kind of just pick out.
You see that frame around the Book of Free Authentic Living call? That's a bit that I want to go back and remember how to do. That's just a frame, but then you decide how round-edged the corners are, isn't it?
Yeah. How much space you've got.
Okay. That might be a way to do it there, actually. Might look nice.
Yeah. So
I prefer the click button there for sure, so I'm going to delete the bottom one because it's lost the way it's stretched across.
Yeah, I agree, and it makes it more relevant to this content.
Yeah, it's quite obvious because it's next to it.
Yeah.
But I'll just have to change it to click the button instead of click below.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So that was. Remember, you've got this twice on here, so I'll let you go back.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this was the result of this morning's work, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good.
So like, it just goes to show me that I don't need to, you know, think, oh my God, I have to build a web page. It's going to take me a week. It can take a couple of hours, but the you know, the finalizing of it takes a bit longer. But once you've got the text, I was able to just copy and paste it in, you know.
Yeah.
And then I guess I should update my lead page as well, because the language is a bit older, so I can use the same lead page when I send out when I eventually do a bit more advertising on that program. But for now, actually, my priority is building a lead page for the lead magnet.
Okay.
So just what you were saying at the start of the call there about the difference between landing pages and web pages. Should I also have a version of the kind of the hosting page for this lead magnet on my website, or should that be on resources on the resources page?
So, well, keep in mind that your lead magnet is something that you want people to opt in for.
Yeah.
So if you've got it on your resources page, it kind of devalues the fact that people are having to opt in for it. So you don't want to make it freely available without.
Oh, I meant with an opt-in, but does that maybe not belong there then?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. So I distinguish
between. It's normally stuff that people can just access straight away.
Okay. So where does that kind of content live on your website then? Because I know it goes out through email channels and Facebook and whatever, but is there a place where, I mean, I've read stuff about gated content.
Yeah.
Is that not really the journey people will go on to find that kind of thing, or should it live?
Well, so you can definitely refer to it on your website, and then you just channel people to your lead page. By the way, you can just have your lead pages integrated into your website in a really cool, easy way. So I'll send you the resource on it, but basically you literally just upload a plugin. Let me show you.
But I thought you were saying last time that for visual consistency it didn't look good, or does this convert the branding as well?
No, it doesn't convert the branding. So it just means that when you're sending people, it's only if you want it to be on the same domain. That's the only reason why you would do it. So you know at the moment when you've got a lead page, it normally comes up with something .lead pages, what have you. Let me just...
Yeah. Oh yeah, where you can change the name so it looks part of your site.
Yeah, so this, I can't remember, here we go, 10-day build challenge. This was a challenge that I ran, actually, Kate, I think you may have been on the challenge, I can't remember.
Yeah, I did.
So
I thought it was a really, really useful way of actually getting people to know you, actually.
Yeah, so I'm going to do it again in February, actually. So
yeah, brilliant. I'd love to send people to it.
Oh, thank you.
I think I did that as well. No, I did the 5-day one. Is that or
no? So you did the 10-day. You did the 10-day one too, actually. That's right.
Yeah, that's how I ended up here.
Yeah,
me too.
Because I realized it was that easy to like register domains and all those like annoying things at the start.
So it would be great to pick your brains about that, because what my concern was with the 5-day challenge was that it wasn't a good lead into the boot camp. But actually, you guys are proof that actually it probably was. I was worried that people would just feel.
It gave me a sense of I can do this, but actually I'm going to need more than this. Yeah. So that's why I then hooked into the rest of it. And I think that we're probably more typical of people. I don't know that there probably will be people who would do the 10 days and then just think, I'm going to just do it. You know. But one of the reasons why I did it in the first place was because I didn't know and I wanted the guidance. And there were so many, and because I like Delphine, I wanted to just get all the little nitty gritty things done. And it's just like, you pointed out we could still do it, but it would take us so much longer. Yeah. And it was like how that created urgency.
Yeah.
But the discussions.
That's what I hooked into.
So what we're looking at on screen here, though, I want to build my site in 10 days. Is it not, it's more, is it what we did? So it's more like the setup of the site, but not the actual building of the pages?
Yes, so this was the 10-day challenge. Yeah, sorry, I'm getting into the content. I digressed. But what I really want to show you was this domain name. So
yes.
So this is a lead page.
So this is what I could do with my challenge then instead.
Yeah, and there's no navigational links or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just have a page where there's nothing else. There's nothing else that they can do. And if you're building it on lead pages, which I know, Kate, you're not, but Delphine, you might be because you're using lead. You can just use the lead plugin to get it on this domain. So even though this doesn't look anything like my website, it uses the same branding colors, but it's not, you know, it doesn't look like the site. The way that you do it,
yeah, but it's
I can afford.
Sorry, my internet went dodgy. What was that, Kate?
So I can make a form, like embed a form or a landing page, and use the code, and then put that onto the Civi shop. Can I? I'm wondering now.
But if you've built the page already.
Yeah, you've built your page, haven't you?
Yes.
You now just want people to be able to opt in.
I just need to change the appearance to in the menu to make it a blank page.
Yeah, exactly. So
now.
So when because Delphine, you've got a lead pages account, haven't you?
I do, yeah. And I have my one main lead page, and then I have thank you pages and stuff. So
yeah, so what you can do is you can install the lead pages plugin, which you download from your lead pages account.
You download from your lead pages account, okay?
Yeah. So you go and I'll send you.
Not via WordPress.
Not via WordPress. It's not available via WordPress.
Right, so I'm going to go into my lead pages account.
I've just done it. Look.
So I'm going to show you, I'm going to post, because there's a tutorial on the lead pages thing that shows you exactly how to install lead pages onto your WordPress site. But once you've got it in there, you'll get this area here called lead pages. And if I click on it, you'll be able to see, so these are my lead pages that I've...
So I could do
amazing.
Stuff then, loads of other stuff.
So you've got a direct link to your library of lead pages that live on the lead pages site.
Yeah, so all I have to do
is... Oh my God, that's incredible.
I just go to add new, and it just says, please select the type of page. So you just say it's a normal page, and you can set your own, this kind of slug, what you want it to be, and you then just choose which lead page you want to create it with. So you just, the drop down box, because you have to hook up your lead pages account, but that's really straightforward. And then you can just choose it down here, and then you can just say what you want your URL to be, and then that's it. And it just then appears so it's on the same domain rather than on the lead pages domain. So it's just, I like that, because then especially if you're sending cold traffic from Facebook ads, it just looks better when it's on your domain.
Mm-hmm. So it's still...
called?
What's the what, sorry?
Sorry, what was the plugin called again?
It's the lead pages. It's the lead pages plugin, but you need to...
lead a pages account, obviously, beforehand.
You need a lead pages account.
It's actually, I guess it's a word. I'm just searching here for WordPress plugin within the within my lead pages account.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah. Is it bringing it up?
Yeah, and is it downloading? So WordPress. It says download the lead pages WordPress plugin.
Yeah, that's what you want.
So if I click on that, then I'm getting to a page with...
And I'll just send you, this is the...
Click here to download the WordPress plugin. Okay. I don't even know how much I'm paying for lead pages every month, and I wish I was using it more, but that's about to change.
It's about 30
I think I paid an annual fee.
It's about 30
a month. Oh my God.
Yeah.
$37.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been just wasting so much money, but anyway. Even like Adobe.
So I've got to be honest, I am questioning my commitment to Lead Pages.
Right.
The only reason, so I will use it for my next challenge because I've got everything set up and ready to go.
And it's so easy to integrate.
And it's so easy to, I mean, that's the thing, it's speed.
The integrations are just incredible if you don't have like a virtual assistant doing it for you.
Yeah. So I've just posted into the group the article that kind of shows you about the Lead plugin.
What else would you use? Are there cheaper or free or different versions?
I would just use Divi. I would just use Divi with a pop-up like Opt-in Monster, which is a tool that I use anyway, that I'm also not really using to its full extent, and it's absolutely fabulous.
For building lead pages?
Not for building lead pages, but for building a landing page, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, landing. Is that not the same as a lead page?
It is, but Lead Pages creates landing pages. So
sorry, it's the brand name.
Create a landing page on your website, like Kate has done, and then just have an opt-in software like Opt-in Monster, or I mean, there's even something called Bloom, which is part of the Elegant Themes package, and I can provide that for you for free as part of my agency license.
Okay.
So I'm going to type in here, Bloom is the opt-in. And I mentioned it's not as customizable as some of the other ones, but you can have a look at it, and if you want it, I'll install it for you.
And so in terms of conversions, because Lead Pages, I suppose their big thing is they give you this big library of, high converting lead pages that are quick to do up.
And that's where you miss out on that. You do miss out on that.
I customize the hell out of my page in the end because I'm pernickety, so I do end up, I never really use a lead page that is, without doing stuff to it,
Yeah.
So in a way that kind of that neutralizes the benefit of having banged out a lead page, because I want it to look nice, and I'm not, a lot of the colors are very black and red, or very kind of masculine colors, or very kind of salesy colors.
Yeah.
So I'm always going to go in and pop my brand colors in and then change things around. So
the thing that I would really, really miss if I got rid of Lead Pages is when I'm running a campaign, if I'm doing a launch, if I'm doing something like a challenge, or if I'm running cold traffic something, I want to see my conversion rate. And you get that with Lead Pages by the bucket load. So, and what I like doing is, I'm just going to go back to Lead Pages so I can show you on my account. So I don't know if you've had a look at Lead Pages, Kate. I mean,
no.
It's just, to be honest, they've changed this around. I can't even see where to log in. Hang on. So the
I seem to be able to
sign in.
It won't download, actually. It's gone into a weird page telling me to select from programs on my computer.
So when this logs in, it's so the thing that I really like about Lead Pages, especially when you're working with JV partners, is you can give them a link specific to them. So I will create a lead page, and then I will create variations of it, and you can see exactly what their conversion rate is. So I can see that, so let's go down to one of these. Let's just see. Let's have a look at something with, I'm wondering if, so this page here was my landing page for my last challenge, and this was the one that I was driving cold traffic to. So I got nearly 700 people looking at it, and I had 262 conversions, which is 38%, which is pretty good. And also I had different graphics. So I had a pink computer graphic, and then I had another one. And so this one is from a JV partner, and I can't see off the top of my, if I clicked on this, I'd see who it was.
What's a JV partner?
So a joint venture partner. So I
collaborated with someone,
and they said, okay, they'll send traffic. And then I was able to have a look, and anyone that sent traffic to me who joined up for the bootcamp, so if someone sent traffic to my challenge and then they joined my bootcamp, I would pay them commission. So
that's how you track it.
That's how I track it. It's really crude, but there isn't. If I was tracking from the challenge to a sales page, then I would be able to track it through this. You can see it would give me earnings, because if it went from registration to thank you page to sales page, it would be able to track the conversions and the earnings from it. But because I took them from registration to thank you page to challenge to strategy call, I can't measure this earnings, can't measure the conversion. I have to do it manually, because I've taken it offline, because I'm converting from a phone call, not from a sales page.
Okay.
So I can see that this JV partner had a 55% conversion rate. This one had a 26. Oh, it's a different. That was a webinar, but they had a 26% conversion rate. So I can see exactly. I've got another page of them. I was wondering where the rest of them were, because I had a whole load of JVs working with me on that challenge, and you can see that this one, whoever this was, had a 13% conversion rate, and so it gives you a really good idea of whose lists are working, who's got a really, really engaged audience, and that means that you then know where to put your efforts in next time. If you've got a really good JV partner that's converting at like 80%, you know that there's someone that is going to work. It's going to work really hard for you on your next campaign. So that is what you don't get if you're building your own landing pages on your website. There's ways that you could do it. There are ways that you could do it, but it's just, you end up hacking stuff around a little bit. Whereas with lead pages, it's really straightforward to see it. You could do it with Google Analytics. Actually, you could do it with Google Analytics.
Yeah, I was going to say, I can see how many views.
You need to have the knowledge.
And then if they click on the link, that goes through to MailerLite, and then I get all the analytics there.
Yeah. So you could do that. They don't.
That's what I've set up now for that.
And the thing that you don't get is things like the conversion rate. So it's just not laid out as nicely. You need to do a little bit of, you need to kind of pull out data. It's not as kind of straightforward to just have a look and see a snapshot.
Yeah.
But that comes at a cost. This is like, so we're paying £30 a month for this.
Yeah.
And that's £30 a month that you could be putting into advertising or something else, which might have a better return on investment for you.
I know that one thing I do want to do is to find. That's one thing where I don't know enough about, and that is all the analytics side. And I started trying to look at it, and I just felt completely overwhelmed because of the time frame that I have and the time. And there was so many other things that just had to take priority. Now I know it should be a priority, because then I'll know if what I'm doing is actually worth it. But where I'm at still at the very beginning stage, and I'm actually still only creating content without anything to analyze, it's pointless.
Okay.
So I'm having to. So
here's a free tool.
It's on my.
Here's a free tool for you to use. I'll post this into the group as well. You'll love this.
Okay, cool.
I should put this on a tooltip actually, because it's really this is really a fabulous. I think you'll like what it comes up with. It's not bringing up a preview, but that's okay. So I'll post that in there. Quill Engage, have a look at it, and I think you'll like what it does for you. It pulls out your analytics and basically puts them into easy terms for you.
Awesome, thank you.
Oh my god.
So yeah, okay, guys, we're going over. I'm sorry. I'm not keeping an eye on the time. Is there anything that anybody else wants to go through or discuss?
No, I think I've I've changed the font size. I've changed the font already while we were sitting here, and the button. I couldn't think of what colour to make the button, so if I made it black, and actually it stands out really well now.
Doesn't it? Good.
And without ruining the branding colours, without filling in a different colour.
Yeah, because that's what you don't want to do, but you do want it to stand out in some way.
Yeah, so black actually works out. Black seems to work well. It stands out more than the grey did, so I've gone with that.
Brilliant.
Just a quick question on the lead, what you just talked about there with the lead pages integration. If I did set that up as I had started doing now, but then I drop lead pages, do you lose your live landing pages then? Do you have to go back into your website and recreate them on other software?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you need to be an active member, like be actively paying lead pages to have those pages hosted and live and integrated on your website. Okay.
Yeah.
So have a think about that before I set that up.
Yeah, before you go down that route.
And the thing you said, which was another option, was Divi Opt-in Monster software. Is that what you called it?
Divi Bloom is what I can give you for free. So it's Elegant Themes. So Divi is created by Elegant Themes, and they have other plugins, and one of them is called Bloom, and that's an opt-in plugin.
Okay.
And if you'd like that, then I can include that on your site for you.
So that's within the site, though, so it's not the same as a lead page hosting mechanism.
No, it's just an opt-in pop-up.
Okay.
Option.
Yeah. So that's what I would have seen on Kate's lovely pages there, where there's a thing that pops up and says
MailerLite.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Kate's is
but
from
that's a different one.
MailerLite. Yeah. So, but it's the same kind of principle.
Yeah.
And a MailerLite is a separate service. It's outside of WordPress, or it's indigenous.
I've found it easy to work with it too. I mean, if I hadn't have done, I wouldn't use it. I would have come.
Does it work as lead pages as well?
It's got landing pages, opt-in pages. It's also, because of the cost and the things I'm having to sort of budget for, it's free for the first 1,000 subscribers. So for me starting out, and also it's one of those where you can really, if I wanted to grow it with them, that's fine. Or if I wanted to change over, it's one of the ones where it would be easy to switch. Do you know what I mean?
You can kind of upgrade and not lose everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
have you had positive experiences with that, Vicky? Or like, have you heard that you haven't heard any negative feedback from MailerLite? I haven't heard negative
feedback. It's on the periphery of the kind of email marketing software at the moment. It's so some of the integrations, so like Lead Pages integrates with most of the major
MailChimp and everything.
MailChimp, ActiveCampaign, ConvertKit, all those kind of ones. Maybe it does with MailerLite, but MailerLite is one of the lesser known email marketing software providers.
Yeah.
As long as there's anything wrong with it, I don't have personal experience with it.
I mean, so far it's working really well for me, and it's really easy to use. It's got a nice drag and drop system, making newsletters and what have you. In fact, it is very similar to the Divi drag and drop process that I've always been used to, and I suppose that's why I hooked into it quite well. And I worked out a way of, I mean, it doesn't have the option of necessarily doing all your own fonts and things like that, but I've worked out a way of actually going into Canva, creating a picture, then putting that in, and then using that as an image, and then actually have my own font on there for things. So I've managed to work ways around it by using the other tools, and at the moment it's working. Who knows?
There's trade-off. There's a bit of extra work, but it's cheaper. So yeah, it's kind of like,
for me. Yeah, I mean, once it's in there, it doesn't seem. I seem to. It doesn't take so long. I've managed to suss it out, and for what suits me. And who knows? In a couple of months, maybe it won't be any good. I mean, I don't know. At the moment, I'm having a positive experience with it, and it's helping me achieve what I want to achieve. And maybe I might need to upgrade or change to something else as everything grows and what have you. I don't know, but at the moment it's working. So that's what's the main thing.
Main thing. Yeah, fabulous.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, you're making it happen.
Great. Good stuff. Okay, ladies. Well, I'm going to let you shoot off and carry on with your website.
I'll catch up on the other call.
Yes. So, I'll send you that recording, Kate, from the other call. Kate realised when she hopped on here, I was like, "Oh, you didn't come on to the other call." Doing the membership. She's building her membership area, and
God, yeah.
God.
So, but anyway, it's lovely to see you. And so this is our final call, but
I know.
Let's keep in touch. And let's keep me posted on, you know, you going live and all that kind of stuff. Keep posting into the group. You'll be able to support each other as well. And
yeah, I'll be definitely in the group in the next week or two, and aiming to go live in I guess mid-February.
Mid-February. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Well
and
done.
Send some emails out.
I will pop something in my diary so I can give you a nudge if I don't see it go live by then. But and yeah, if you, well, once you go live, what I would love is to do a case study on your kind of journey through the bootcamp. And, because then I can post it onto my website, which would be brilliant. And so
amazing.
If you had any feedback, or obviously I would love a testimonial. If anyone wants to do an interview with me, I would love that too. So yeah, and if you want to recommend the bootcamp to anyone, then, you know, I will pay a commission. I know, Kate, you were asking about that. I pay 15%, and the price is about to go up. So the next bootcamp that I run will be 2,000.
How does that work? You just send a friend and say they're coming via me, or?
Yeah, you could just drop me an email or a message and just say, like, I've just spoken to Jane. She's really interested in the bootcamp, and so she's going to be reaching out and contacting you, and then I'll know the referrals come through from you, or just you know, say to Jane or your friend or whoever, you know, just let Vicky know that I recommend, because I'll always say, how did you hear about it? And if she says, oh well, Delphine told me that she had done it, and so it's a nice form of passive income. So because with it at this current price, it means that you'll get £225 for everyone that joins on your.
Oh, amazing.
So
fortunately my friends are all NGO workers, or like they're kind of more Instagram-y type people doing more creative stuff, but I've been absolutely singing your praises to people left and right. But I mean, as I get more in this world, hopefully through joint ventures of people, like I've connected with a yin yoga teacher who I hope to do workshops with and that kind of thing. So
brilliant.
As I enter more into this world, I can be sending more people your way that want this level of control over their websites and that are kind of more savvy about the online marketing stuff, you know.
Yeah, fabulous. Well, if you want any support, because obviously it's within my best interest as well to try and support you in you know, kind of pushing it forward. So if you want graphics or anything like that, or if you're wanting any information, crib sheets, PDFs, anything like that, then I'm happy to send them over to you. So in fact, what I should do is just put the Dropbox.
Do you mean on the program?
Challenge is a really good way to get people interested. I really do, because at the moment everybody's pushing for free value, and they want more and more and more and more and more, and you know, it's just the thing at the moment. And so and everyone's out there, and that is just such incredible value, because it really goes over and above beyond other people's things. And that's one of the things that sort of inspired me to do the 6-day challenge for the core values, because I've got videos in it, I've got you know, it's not worksheets. I've gone sort of above and beyond what some of the people have been doing for the little challenges, because I sort of, you know, I sign up for a load just to see what they're doing. And it's like, I'm going to do way better, not copy the content, but the style. And I really think it's like you've got to work harder to put out the free stuff to get the people. But if it converts to big sales, then it's worth it at the end of the day, because then you've got more word of mouth and there's other avenues. So.
And it builds your list as well. So
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
But what I really valued actually, Vicky, was the live, like the access to yourself and the dialogue and your openness to kind of discussing, you know, because I'd be a worrier and I would do the rounds and go, is this the right long-term decision? So being able to come back to you and go, look, someone else is telling me this, and looking at Irish-based providers and they're saying, oh no, you need to host it with us. And there's so many different options. And when you talk to 5 different people, they give you 5 different answers. So to be able to identify the right, you know, go ahead for you and have that as part of a free challenge is absolutely priceless, because then you're set up for life. Then, you know, you've set it up the right way, and you don't fall into those, you know, big mad blocks, then roadblocks, as you get into the fun stuff, the creative stuff. So I really valued the kind of the guidance and the access to kind of a discussion, and your openness to kind of saying, oh well, I haven't heard about this tool, so maybe it is, like you definitely, I don't think you come across as being like WordPress only, and as you were saying in your Facebook Live, I think it's important to be kind of honest about where you're coming from and go, this is why I've chosen these tools, but feel free to do it whatever way suits you, you know.
Yeah, thank you, that's great feedback. Yeah, cool. So yeah, I will be. So my next challenge will be 5 days rather than 10 days because I kind of burnt out doing a 10-day challenge.
Yeah, I think 5
and people's
days.
attention spans are shorter anyway now. You know,
Drop-off. There was a really big drop off actually in the second week. So I think people, they have the weekend and then they kind of forget that they're part of a challenge.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, okay, fabulous. Well, I will.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
to both
much.
of you and all of you watching later, for to the other Kate for the feedback and all the advice and everything. And it's great to watch.
No, it's been wonderful. It's been wonderful working with you, and I hope it's not the end of our journey together. I'm sure we'll be doing other stuff. I already am with Kate, but
yeah, no, I'd love to know more about the.
I'm afraid. Oops, sorry.
Is there a time limit on the ongoing to have the kind of the ongoing contact? Because clearly I'm not finished my website yet, and the first year I think is just so great to have that kind of guidance to get things right, as I was just saying. But
yeah, so I told the other group that it was until the end of January that offer would be available, but I spoke to them last week, so I would give you an extra week on that. So by the end of the first week of Feb, if you want to make up your mind about that.
Okay, brilliant.
About that,
I might even, who knows, I may even have a client sign up by then, so there might be a bit more cash flow. But okay, so you're saying £300, yeah?
Yeah, and you can split that into 3 payments of £100 a month.
So it would be February, March, April.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, appreciate that incentive and that deal. Cool.
All right, lovely. Well, lovely to speak to you guys.
Yeah, good to see you. Best of luck with everything that you're doing now and the new year ahead.
Thank you. And this isn't goodbye, is it? We'll
No. We'll keep in touch.
Oh, I just had an owl fly by. That's like,
oh my god!
Yeah, literally just flew.
A wise owl. I love owls. God, at this hour of the day you saw an owl. That's amazing.
I know. Well, do you know what? I've seen it 3 days on the trot now in the meadow behind the house. And we've got an owl box in the meadow behind the house. And they breed every spring. And I've seen it's been really, really active about this time of day every day this week. So
that's so nice.
There are 3 types of owls. There's the ones that come out at night. There's the ones that come dusk and twilight, and there's the ones that are in through the day. And they have 3 different types of eyes to be able to see.
Wow.
And actually, owls are not wise at all. They are really, really stupid. And they sit in a branch. Their wings and the way that their body is designed is that they cannot hunt. They have to just sit, wait, pounce, and float. And that if you see them flying around, it's just like they're not looking for food. They're actually on their way somewhere.
That's amazing.
Wow.
This particular owl flew really, really close to me and Jason one night when we were out walking. It was in the summer. But it was definitely hunting, but it didn't see us because we were just standing still, and it flew. I've got a video of it flying literally past our noses, and it was just it was fabulous. But it's interesting what you say about there being different types of owls, because we've also got little owls which are like literally this big. They look really vicious, but they look like they're like. And I see them in the middle of the day. They're always on our fence post. Sometimes I look out the window. It's like 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, what is that? Oh my God, it's a little owl.
That is so cool. I've got no owls in Dublin. My parents have turtle doves. I think they have doves. My parents have 2 birds that are, I think they're turtle doves, and they're like always hanging out together, and they're in love, my mum thinks. So she just looks at them every day. Yeah. And foxes, which they bitch about because they're not so cute anymore. They're destroying the plants.
I've got red kites outside my window all the time.
Have you? Yeah. See, we're just like wildlife lovers. But anyway, I take that as an omen because I've never seen the owl that close to the house before. So you guys are going to go on and flourish with your websites. It's obviously meant
fantastic.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work.
See you soon,
Talk to you soon. Yeah.
Take care.
Take care. Bye.